What I wish I knew about weight loss sooner. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm so glad to have you. I lost 100 pounds. I started losing weight when I was 31. I'm 35 now. It took me about 18 months to lose that weight, and I did it the old-fashioned way. So through eating less, moving more, I went to counseling, hired a personal trainer, and I've maintained that weight loss for the past 4 years. And I've yo-yo dieted time and time and time again before I finally lost all that weight. And that's because I was always trying to do it quickly. I didn't realize that weight loss, and just know when I say weight loss, I'm referring to fat loss, okay? Because you can lose weight easily, right? You can make the scale go down quickly by not eating, basically starving yourself. But in order to look good, in order to not look sick, in order to reduce the amount of loose skin, you're gonna have to lose fat and keep the muscle. And so that's what I did. Fat loss is a very slow process, you guys. It is extremely slow. And I think a lot of times, at least for myself, I would get tripped up on, oh, I gotta lose 30 pounds for this vacation, or I gotta lose 40 pounds for this, or, I have my high school reunion coming up. And you go on these fad diets because you're trying to lose as much weight as you possibly can in a very short period of time. But that's why you can never keep it off, because you're not changing who you are in the process. You're literally just trying to stick a Band-Aid on a problem that is not fixed. Fat loss takes a very long time to do, because not only are you shedding fat, but you're shedding the version of you that you can no longer be ever again in life. For me, the reason why I was 340 pounds was because I used food as a coping mechanism. If I was sad, I would eat. If I was angry, I would eat. If I felt anxious, I would eat. If I was frustrated, I would eat. If I was stressed out, I would eat. If I was happy, I would eat. I didn't have any healthy ways at that time to regulate my emotions, so I would use food. Food should not be your emotional regulation tool. Food is strictly for nourishment. Okay, it's not to make you feel better because you had a long day. But I didn't realize that. And in order to change that, I had to change myself. But changing yourself takes time. It takes a lot of time. Because if you don't put in the effort to not only change what you eat, but to change who you are, you will continue to yo-yo diet. Only a small percentage of people actually keep weight off long term, over 5 years. But that's because they also changed who they were. And that was something I never did prior to this go around. I always tell people to go to counseling. You would be surprised at how much of your weight, if you are obese like how I was, how much of your weight is just due to things that you never dealt with, right? And I didn't realize that. I thought the reason why I was overeating was just because I love food. And sure, you can love food, but that's not what I was doing. I was using food as a way to cope with life because I didn't have healthy coping skills, like I said. But you learn all of those things through counseling. You learn about, things that you probably struggled with your entire life that has nothing really to do with food, but you use food to cope with that thing because you've never dealt with it, right? And then your counselor, if you do the work, they give you new tools and new ways to see life so that you can overcome what you've been struggling with for so long. Fat loss takes a lot of time, you guys, and it's a lifestyle change because, like I said, you can never go back to that old version of you. And that's how I used to approach weight loss. I would look at it as, okay, for the next month, I'm not going to eat this, or this because I have to lose 50 pounds in a month. Go figure. And so I would say, but after I lose this weight, I can go back to all that. No, you can't. You can never go back to who you used to be if you want to keep the weight off. If you want to continue to yo-yo diet, sure, go right on ahead. But if you actually want to lose the weight and keep it off, you can never return back to who you used to be. You can never use food as a way to emotionally regulate again. You cannot eat all day and all night until you go to bed. You cannot live like that anymore. That version of you has to go away. That takes time. It takes a lot of time. This version of me now, if I need to emotionally regulate, which I do every day anyways, but I walk. If something is stressing me out in a moment, I go on a walk. Before I would eat, now I just walk, but I walk every day anyways. It keeps me grounded. It's very meditative and it's healthy for you. I lift weights. I listen to lo-fi music. There are things that I do now to emotionally regulate that I did not do before. And because I found new ways to cope with life, because life is going to life regardless. It doesn't matter how much weight you lose. Stress will still come. The question is, what are you going to do with the stress, right? And now that I have new ways of coping, well, that's why I haven't gained the weight back. So all of this stuff takes time. And then you have to remember too, the weight that you're trying to lose, in most cases, did not come from 1 month of overeating. It didn't even come from 2 months of overeating. Most of the time, if you're trying to lose a crazy amount of weight, like how I did, 100 pounds, that took years of damage. That was years of me neglecting my body. That was years of me overeating. That was years of me not moving. That was years of hurt that I never dealt with. So why, in my right mind, would I think that it only takes 3 weeks to lose it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But once you can grasp the concept that fat loss is a very slow process, well, then you stop trying to speed it up and you learn how to enjoy the journey. You learn how to try new foods. You know how to eat at new places. You learn how to find yourself and you learn how to find new activities that you may like that's going to keep you active. These are things that you didn't do before, right? I never knew before how much I would enjoy walking. It's one of my favorite things to do. And now that I walk so much, it's another way to keep me from eating. I love walking. Oh my gosh, I love it. I never would have thought in a million years that Jasmine would love to walk. It is one of my favorite things to do if it's not too hot. If it's not too hot or not too cold. But I love walking. I found that through the journey of weight loss. So weight loss is a very slow process. Stop trying to rush your body. You cannot rush weight loss if you want to look good. If you don't care how you look, go right on ahead. Continue to rush the process. But if you want to look healthy in your new healthy body, it's going to be a very slow process. But I promise you, if you just keep going, you will get there. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. Also, you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.